Hey there, adventurers! It's your trusty travel guru here, ready to dive into a topic that can make or break your overseas experience: cultural adaptation. Imagine this. You've just landed in Bangkok, Thailand, excited to explore the city. But suddenly you're hit with a wave of confusion and disorientation. The streets are bustling with tuk-tuks, the air is filled with exotic spices, and you can't quite figure out how to cross the street without getting run over. Fear not, my globe-trotting friends. Today, I'm going to share my top tips that will have you navigating the land of smiles like a pro. Plus, I'll be sharing some of my own hilarious and heartwarming stories from my time in Thailand. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of cultural adaptation, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible diversity and beauty of Thai culture. From the temples and night markets of Bangkok to the beaches and jungles of the south, Thailand has something to offer every type of traveler. But as with any foreign country, it's important to do your research and come prepared. Trust me, I learned this the hard way when I first arrived in Thailand and made the mistake of wearing shorts to a temple. Let's just say I got some very disapproving looks from the locals. One of the most important things to keep in mind when adapting to Thai culture is the concept of face. In Thailand, maintaining face, or preserving one's dignity and reputation, is extremely important. This means that causing someone to lose face, whether through public criticism or humiliation, is a big no-no. I remember when I was bargaining for a souvenir at a market in Chiang Mai, and I made the mistake of getting a bit too aggressive with my haggling. The vendor became visibly upset and refused to sell me the item, even when I offered to pay full price. It was a reminder to always be mindful of the social dynamics at play, and to approach interactions with respect and grace. Another key aspect of Thai culture is the importance of hierarchy and social status. In Thailand, age and position are highly respected, and it's important to use the proper titles and pronouns when addressing others. For example, when speaking to someone older or in a higher position than you, it's customary to use the term kun, followed by their first name. And when passing something to someone, always use your right hand, as the left hand is considered unclean. These small gestures of respect can go a long way in building positive relationships with locals. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting and delicious aspects of Thai culture: the food. Thai cuisine is famous for its bold flavors, fresh ingredients, and fiery spices. But if you're not used to eating spicy food, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. When I first arrived in Thailand, I made the mistake of ordering a dish that was labeled with 3 chili peppers on the menu. I thought, how spicy can it really be? Well, let me tell you, I was sweating, crying, and chugging water within seconds of taking my first bite. Lesson learned: always start mild and work your way up. If you really want to immerse yourself in Thai culture, I highly recommend taking a cooking class. Not only will you learn how to make some of your favorite Thai dishes, but you'll also gain a deeper appreciation for the time and skill that goes into preparing each meal. I took a cooking class in Bangkok, where I learned how to make my own curry paste from scratch, and it was one of the most rewarding experiences of my trip. Plus, I got to eat my delicious creations at the end. Another must-do cultural experience in Thailand is visiting a floating market. These markets, which take place on boats and along the banks of rivers and canals, are a feast for the senses. You'll find everything from fresh produce and steaming bowls of noodles to handmade crafts and souvenirs. But navigating a floating market can be a bit tricky, especially if you're not used to bargaining or dealing with crowded spaces. My advice? Take your time, don't be afraid to negotiate prices, and always keep an eye on your belongings. And if you really want to up your game, try learning a few key phrases in Thai, like "how much" and "too expensive." The locals will appreciate your effort, even if your pronunciation is a bit off. Of course, no trip to Thailand would be complete without visiting some of the country's incredible temples and religious sites. From the Grand Palace in Bangkok to the ancient ruins of Ayutthaya, Thailand is home to some of the most stunning examples of Buddhist architecture in the world. But when visiting these sacred spaces, it's important to dress and act appropriately. Always cover your shoulders and knees, remove your shoes before entering, and be mindful of any signs or rules regarding photography or behavior. And if you're lucky enough to witness a religious ceremony or festival, take a moment to appreciate the beauty and significance of the event, even if you don't fully understand it. Now, I know that cultural adaptation can be challenging, especially when you're dealing with language barriers, unfamiliar customs, and sensory overload. But the key is to approach each situation with an open mind, a sense of humor, and a willingness to learn. When I first arrived in Thailand, I was overwhelmed by the chaos of the cities and the intensity of the flavors and smells. But as I started to immerse myself in the culture and connect with locals, I began to appreciate the beauty and complexity of Thai life. I learned to embrace the sometimes confusing but always delightful moments of miscommunication and cultural misunderstandings. Like the time I accidentally used the wrong pronoun to refer to a monk and ended up in a fit of giggles with the other temple visitors. Or the time I tried to order a dish at a street stall and ended up with a plate full of fried insects, which, by the way, are actually quite tasty. Some of my most cherished memories from my time in Thailand are of the moments I spent with locals, whether it was chatting with a monk at a temple, learning to cook with a family in their home, or simply sharing a laugh with a vendor at a market. These moments of connection and cultural exchange are what make travel so rewarding and transformative. So, my adventurous friends, I hope this video has inspired you to embrace the joys and challenges of cultural adaptation on your next trip to Thailand or beyond. Remember to do your research, come prepared, and approach each situation with a sense of curiosity and respect. And, most importantly, don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. Whether it's sampling a strange new dish, striking up a conversation with a local, or participating in a traditional festival, the most rewarding travel experiences often come from pushing ourselves beyond our usual boundaries. And of course, don't forget to document your journey along the way. Take photos, keep a journal, and share your stories with others. You never know who you might inspire to take their own leap into the unknown. And if you're ever feeling lost or overwhelmed, just remember that you're not alone. There's a whole community of adventurers out there ready to offer guidance, support, and a friendly smile. So, what are you waiting for? Start planning your next cultural adventure today. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, share it with your travel buddies, and subscribe to my channel for more insider tips and stories from around the globe. And, as always, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below with your own experiences of cultural adaptation, your favorite Thai dishes, or your top tips for navigating a new culture. Let's keep the conversation going and inspire each other to keep exploring and growing. Until next time, my friends, keep embracing the unknown, keep connecting with people from all walks of life, and keep chasing those cultural adventures. And if you ever find yourself in Thailand, don't forget to say Sawadee Ka, hello, and Kob Kun Ka, thank you, to everyone you meet. Trust me, a little bit of effort goes a long way in building bridges and making memories that will last a lifetime. Happy travels and stay curious.